Hey there, Ciara here from Yoga with Ciara. And last week I caught up with Sarah and Aisling Lynch from Ebb and Flow Aquatics. And I even got some merchandise. Actually, check out their merchandise. And so last week we met up on the beach and we talked about a collaboration that we created over the last few months. A series of movements that I created for them that are about strengthening and mobilizing your ankles, your hips, your core, your shoulders, and your neck, all the places that are used in swimming. And it was a really, really cool chat. And it also was an amazing creative endeavor to think about how swimming and uh, movements on dry land combine together. So they're not swimming techniques. They're more movements that were created to complement and that you can work on in your own time, in your own home, even on the beach, on dry land. These are for. So if you want to find out more, contact Ebb and Flow Swimming at gmail.com. And here goes certain excerpts from our conversation. It was really good fun.
So welcome to Verbo. My name is Ciara and I'm here with the amazing Ebb and Flow girls. So this is
Aisling.
great and
I'm Ciara.
great. How amazing. And we have created a collaboration over the last while and it's been an incredibly amazing journey between understanding many elements of movement and just hanging out with some really wonderful people. So great. So we're kind of going to chat about what we did, how we created the format or what we did, and then why we did that. Yeah. So the different videos that I created. One was for ankles. The next one was for hips. The next one was for core. One was for shoulders, and then for neck as well. And as I moved through each of the sequences, it just seemed so obvious that that's why they're such important chunks. Is that of course if you're not pointing your toes, then you're kicking in a totally different way, or if your hip doesn't open, then your whole body isn't flowing in the same way, or if your shoulder. It's just amazing how each of those different places I can really see why they're so vital. And then having a practice, because they aren't swimming, it's not swimming technique that I did, it's more mobilization and strengthening.
And I think the way you've created them in like you said, ankles, hips, core, there's a sequence to it, but also if someone has an area, they can just focus on that. And one thing that we always try to get across is there is so much to think about when you get into the water, and that's the last thing you want to do is to have multiple things to think about. So if a focus is for opening your hips, then when you bring yourself to the water on those weeks, that you can tune in to that part of your body and just focus on your hips opening.
Exactly.
So you have your land-based exercises, your mobilizing and strengthening exercises, and then you bring that into the water, and you're still keeping your focus.
I have a kind of a almost. Do you ever Karate Kid? And so he wax on, wax off. He spent weeks waxing on or painting, and he was like, "Why am I doing this? This is so useless." And then it was like, and when he needed it,
just like Brett. Just like that. It's going to be just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Karate
You'll see
Kid.
people walking down the promenade and pointing their toes as they go.
So, exactly.
Yeah. You can use these anywhere.
For me, it was very interesting to work with a dynamic group of teachers or people or an organization or a company that were looking to lay down foundations, progressive foundations. It feels like what's in place now with these 9 videos that I've done for you is that there's this potential to grow, but the seeds we've planted are really solid and clear, and the format feels really clear. It feels like there's a template to expand into, which is really amazing. I was really aware that because of the excellence that I felt in Yi, I really wanted to turn up in excellence, which was very inspiring. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aisling.
You did turn up an excellence.
Yeah,
I suppose again we see the swimming part of what we do. It's so much more, as Sarah said, than swimming. So really thinking about before you get into the water, preparing before you get in terms of looking at what you can do for your body and your muscles. And it's, again, swimming incorporates all the muscles in your body. So it's looking at your whole body. How can you become stronger? How can you better prepare for being in the water? How can you mind yourself? And really just looking at that idea to cultivate your swim wellness.
Great, yeah, amazing. Because my sense is that you know, there's target areas that you can overwork in swimming. You know, like, you know, if your chest isn't rotating, then your shoulder gets it. You know, if your chest isn't rotating, then your neck gets it. And so it's like you have to have everything moving so that nothing is overworking. And that sense of the whole body and awareness of the whole body. Yeah, it really inspired me. That those rotations and the stretching and moving that started to emerge as I started to dive into it, and the sense that it's so amazingly whole body swimming.
It's whole body, yeah.
Yeah,
And
like-
I think it's getting people to understand that connection through their whole body, that
Yeah.
it is a full body exercise,
Yeah,
but these elements work together and connecting in with each of our shoulders, our hips, how we need to keep our body in alignment in the water. And I think the videos you've created have really will give our swimmers those pockets of information to connect with that part of their body,
yeah,
and bringing that into the water
yeah.
in their sessions.
Yeah, and I did a mindfulness one as well, or a body scan one, and afterwards in the sea, or even for the few days before I recorded it, I could feel how swimming is so incredibly present. You know, that you're in your breath, you're it's almost like if you make a mistake, you're like, oh, you know, you know it, like it's straight away, it's like, oh, I missed that one, you know, and so there's this amazing synchrony and harmony and presence that you need to continuously manifest to not get a face full of water or to snort it or whatever, you know, that and it's ever changing, and it's very dexterous because, oh, there's a wave, or you know, it's just amazing how all the things that I love doing in life that I practice in other ways suddenly are all in swimming. Actually. Yeah. You know, breath, mindfulness, incredible body flow, you know, presence in nature, ever changing. Yeah, it's amazing.
The videos, it's these little snapshots that people can work through at home, on dry land, in their normal environment. There's so much to think about when you're swimming. So to be able to slow down enough at home to work through the different mobility exercises that we have would be great for people, just so they can be kind of present at home, and maybe then take some of that into the water with them, that they get to think about it first on dry land at home, broken down into small pieces, different parts of their body, and then put the whole thing together as well and take it into the water.
Absolutely.
Well, I think it's the year. Everyone has had such a strange year this year, of all years, and we're so mindful of really trying to ease into everything we do, and people are dying to go and dying to swim and dying to do distance and times, but we just have to pull back all the time. And you know, it's a very different year. Our starting point this year is very different. People haven't been in pools, so we're kind of asking people to be gentle with themselves and be kind, listen to your body and go slow.
The environment, the sea, it is ever changing, and really it will dictate what you can do on a day. And that's part of the listening too. Yeah, your body might want to do the longer distance, but if the conditions are unsuitable, temperature, you know, you need to listen, you need to connect with that before getting your ego or your head into the swim that you want to swim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So listening.
Yeah, for me then, because the lockdown was my swimming, you know, that's how I began swimming. Because like a few years ago I was going to do 10 minutes every day, and then there was a time sometime during the summer where there was a big storm and the whole sea turned like brown. Sometimes out here in Furbo it just turns to seaweed, you know. And I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that, you know. And I lost the rhythm of it, and it was gone, you know. And then but last March, I started to swim in the sea here at the beach. It's been such a resource. Friends that I've created, the wellness that's happened. Oh, I'm so great, like truly so grateful for it.
And that's Ebb and Flow too. We're all about community, bringing people together. Again, with people from all backgrounds, all swim abilities, and it's really just bringing people together to create the community doing something outdoors, exercising, just the feel good factor, happy hormones.
Yeah.
It's all part of what we do.
I was reading this thing about vagal tone. So vagal tone is how we feel our bodies and how we feel safe and well in our bodies. And cold water actually really promotes vagal tone. So as we feel our bodies, as we feel the cold, as we breathe and regulate, that actually we come out feeling more alive, more inhabited in our body, and as a result we engage with life differently. So yeah, it's amazing. There's science behind it even. So great, guys, it's been really fun to have you here.
I know, it's been lovely to
Thank
be
you
here.
so much.
Yeah, thank you, Ciara.
Lovely to be out here, and we're excited to show what you have created.
Yeah, and it's always sunny in Fervo.
Always.
Always.
Good, we're here.
Yeah.